Mr. Joachim Bitterlich is a former German ambassador to NATO and former European diplomatic and security advisor to German Chancellor Helmut Kohl. He's now joining us live on this broadcast. Ambassador, thank you very much for your time. President Putin has warned Europe of consequences if the bloc decides to send troops to Ukraine. Your thoughts?
Well, we are near the hardcore of the real negotiations between Washington and Moscow. Because this idea to send in a multinational, or call it a European force, with US support that could assist in the regeneration of Ukrainian forces, in securing Ukrainian skies, in supporting safer seas, including through operating inside Ukraine. It's not a new proposal, it's a proposal that has been launched by President Macron and British Prime Minister some weeks before. I think the Americans have accepted it, and for the Russians this is one of, let's call it, the worst cases. And the Russians see this case, even as I make my interpretation from what the Russians are telling, it's even worse than NATO to some extent. And therefore, let's see, is this the last word of the Russians or not? I've doubts whether it would be even at the end acceptable to the Russians, but perhaps this could be help to get other, let's say, lines of compromise or other concessions from the Russian side. Perhaps, let's see.
Ambassador, Ambassador, let's talk about the peace plan now, because Trump appears to suggest that in exchange for security guarantees, Ukraine must agree to give Russia the parts of the eastern Donbass region that Kiev still holds, something that President Zelensky has previously ruled out. How do you think that will play out in the long run? Very quickly. Let's see. I don't think that any side has given its last word on this question. I understand to some extent Zelensky's answer. He needs sort of a referendum in order to give in on this side. And the Russians have annexed these sides of Ukraine. What's for me, it's out of any, let's say, disinformation war between the two sides is the Crimea. And I think perhaps the Crimea could be helpful to find a solution, to find, let's say, the intermediate one with regard to the Donbass. Let's see. All right, let's see. Ambassador Bitterlich, it's good to see you. Thank you very much for talking to us today. Pleasure as always.